Hello. Today we are going to discuss about how can we control the execution flow by trapping the errors in both Postgres and Microsoft SQL Server. I haven't prepared an example for Oracle because it is quite similar to the one we will see in Postgres, so it will be easy to adapt. Let's look at the facts we have here. We do have Microsoft SQL Server version. Let's see. As you can see, it is Microsoft SQL Server version 2022. Okay. We have the formal table we have used in the previous example, and we do have the same data in it, and we will try to change the value for the ID number 7. Okay. We do have the trigger in Microsoft SQL Server, which will try to insert something into the audit table. Although here I have made, let's say, a kind of dummy mistake. The value column in the audit table is very small, so it will produce truncation error. But I haven't found a more meaningful example in the short time I had to prepare this presentation. So kindly please excuse my lousy, let's say, school-like example. And what I have prepared inside the trigger was to select the exact state of the current transaction with some explanations here. In order for you to be perfectly clear about the results. Okay, so let's now look also at Postgres. Postgres is almost the same. We do have an insert and we do have an exception when others then raise an error. And we do have almost the same values. As you can see, the value for the ID number 7 is a little different, but we will try to change it in 44. Yes, let me also prove which is the version of Postgres. It is 17.4 on Ubuntu, and that's it. The goal of our test today is to define a trigger that tries to insert something into an audit table, and if it cannot insert into an audit table, it won't raise an error and it won't roll back the initial transaction. I mean, a kind of safe sort of audit. If we can do the audit without errors, we do it. If we can't do the audit without errors, we don't do it. We simply skip auditing. Well, the problem is that Microsoft SQL Server doesn't respond well for this. And now let me show you why. So let's try to execute an update. A simple transaction. As you can see here, it's a simple transaction trying to modify whatever value was in the table for the ID number 7 into 44. So let's hit F5. The current transaction must be rolled back entirely. So the exact state selected here is -1. Microsoft SQL Server won't let us do anything further. Okay, let's see what do we have in the table. Value 4 was not changed. Okay, Let's try to open a transaction and close it explicitly. Hit again F5, the same error. In the table, we have the same value. Let's try to use here a begin try and try begin catch and catch, hoping that this one would not result in the same exact state error. Hit F5, nope, the same thing. The same thing, except the error is not shown to us anymore, as you can see in the output. Okay, let's try to execute this again. Let's try to execute this again. No output, but either no change. Okay, so we should combine both, opening a transaction, opening a begin try, and try this. Maybe, just maybe this is working. No, the current transaction must be rolled back entirely. So no matter what we have done, the trigger was not able to silently ignore the error in here. If you will look at the documentation that Microsoft SQL Server provides, you will see that there are some notable exceptions about when you can use begin try, begin and try, begin catch and catch. But that doesn't help us anymore. Okay, let's now see the Postgres. What we do in case of an exception, we will raise a notice that it was an error, but we will return new, which is the normal return of the function trigger, so that the process can continue and update whatever we need to update. So let's see it again. We do have the value 15. Let's execute the update. It was an error indeed, value too long for the type character varying 10. I told you it was a dummy sort of error. But now, as you can see, the transaction went very well. As a matter of fact, there is no cure for Microsoft. That's all it can do. Microsoft SQL Server 2022. See you next time with other interesting things. Thank you.